All right. What's up, guys? How we doing today? Just give me a 5x5 out there. Let me know everything sounds all right. You could hear me all right, and we'll get this all underway. But I think we should be good. Everything's lighting up where it should be. Nothing's lighting up where it shouldn't be. So I think we're in a pretty good place here for today's stream, but I'll wait to get a confirmation. Um, there we go. 5x5 says my Pittsburgh friend to a Freedom Rider. What's up, brother? Good to see you all out there. Thank you for being here on this Tuesday afternoon, this burning hot Tuesday afternoon here in Pittsburgh, PA. Jump into chat wherever you're watching. We'll say hello to as many of you as I can. We're a little late today getting started. Crazy day here on my end, and yeah, we'll kind of adjust accordingly as we go. But again, jump in the chat. We'll say some hellos, and then we'll get started here in about 2-3 minutes. Farmer V over on Rumble, hanging out with our mod Joe. B Frazier over on D Live. Good to see you all. Let's just jump right into the comfy bunker. See who's all in there today, and go from there. Lance Lightspear in there first, no surprise. Patriot 714 and Due Diligence. Floyd, great to see you. Joe Elaine, we love you so much. Thank you for modding, keeping everything comfy as always. HL Paco out there. Delia checking in from Arizona. And who else? D Richard, what's up, D? Pip's mom checking in from Wales, UK. Lyle, Jenny, Packers 412, Curious One, much love you guys. R Harold in the house. Good to see Barb Robbins and Kang Chris out there too. What's up, guys? Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Floyd getting us kicked off with the gold pills with a big badass Taco Tuesday cookie. Love it. Range Pony, what's going on? Tweety52, it's good to see you. And Space Cookie, I said hi to 2A already, repping the 412. Let's go. Cynthia, good to see you. Snow Bunny 68. Bella 214. Cap 1Q in the house. Don Richie. Good afternoon, Mr. Gerardo. Hey, TN Homesteader. I see you in the waiting room, bud. Trying to suck up to HR, showing up early today. I see what you're doing. Laura Y also repping the 412. Let's go, Laura. Paul Thaddeus out there, or Ortorio 72 HGC cause. Welcome. Welcome. KG, Awake Russell, Crockett Man 62. Good to see you all. DCM 17, Eagle Freedom in the house. We got Matrix Codebreaker. Says happy Taco Tuesday. Adel, much love. Much love to you, man. Thank you for the cookie. Appreciate it. Bender 2NQ1. Welcome. Fazic. Roy Stones and Bones over on the West Coast. Country Girl 007. And Trump Red Pill 1. Sig. Your Dragon Slayer. My green screen is really green today. Yeah, too bad my computer can't tell the difference between my green screen and my brown hair, because it always makes me look like I'm bald. CB Joey in the house, checking in from Florida, sunny Florida. I bet it's hotter up here than it is down there today, Joey, or at least that'd be my guess. Patriot Bro, what up, bud? Good to see you. Fazic as well. It's 4 o'clock. Let's get this show going. Big Hair Tsunami gifting a 1-month silver tier subscription claimed by none other than Mr. Tennessee Homesteader. What's up, Dread Quarters? Good to see you, my friend. All right, guys, we'll be back in a few minutes. See you soon.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
y'all for tuning in. Patriots united, doing what we gotta do to win. We addicted to MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all. I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall. We're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong and stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production. Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adult Nero is the power that's controlling the plight. With all you patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they're confined. They're just slaves in the system till the roles are assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight. But I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sights? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, we're preaching with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only advised to start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized. Now we're raising our troops. Now we're raising the roof and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess. They want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful. Then you're gone. But not us. We're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right, knowing they're wrong. Adult Nero, take the mic and take flight, cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adult Nero.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Thank you guys for hanging out and joining us for another installment of Deplorable Discussions here on this August 27th, 2024. It is 94 degrees here in Pittsburgh, PA. It's super sunny. It's super beautiful out. I'll be honest, I kind of just wish I was laying out in the grass, just letting the sun bake me right now. But I will say it's good to be in the air-conditioned closet here, my closet studio, hanging out with you guys. I got my OG crew riding shotgun, Tennessee Homesteader, and Drunk Pinata. So let's say hi to the guys. TN, how you doing, man? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. It may be Taco Tuesday, wings if you prefer, but I'm having a peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler
Yeah,
at 4 p.m. Oh my
at
goodness.
4 p.m. Well, remember, it's not it's now evening for me. So,
I'm gonna say, I guess when you wake up at 3 a.m., this is like, it's almost
yeah,
bedtime.
and today exactly was 3 a.m.
Yep. Yeah, makes sense. Well, Tien, it's awesome to have you aboard as always. Let's bring in Mr. Pinata as well. Drunk Pinata, how are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I guess thank you to Big Hair Tsunami for gifting me a silver tier subscription to 412 Productions. I'm assuming that you gifted it directly because I was out of the room and not using my mouse at all to claim anything. So I appreciate
They
that
they hooked up
support.
you
Well,
and
I'm glad you
Tiana.
said that because the same thing he did the same thing for me, and I thought I clicked because I was at the same time clicking a red pill and it scrolled, thinking I claimed it. So
Now you can gift directly to people. So
yeah,
that's I
that's what
figured.
Adel was telling me.
Yeah, Tien was feeling guilty, and I was like,
Yeah, it was. I wouldn't
I
take
wanted
that.
this. Well, I wanted to say something because other people were like congratulating me, and I'm like, I hope that's not passive aggressive congratulations.
Yeah. It's like, nice going, Pinata.
Congratulations, you dick.
Don't bogart that gift.
So
I
much appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, and I really do appreciate all you guys out there who do subscribe to the channel at any level, and Those of you that continue to gift those subscriptions is super generous and greatly appreciated. So thank you guys so much for supporting the show that way. Pinata, how was thinking logically?
Oh, we did some very logical thinking today, and I got I got something to show you guys because I think it's important considering the kind of imagery and the kind of iconography they're kind of presenting in their campaign, and what that means, win or lose.
About a month or so ago, I did a video talking about one of Kamala Harris's famed phrases. I should probably say infamous phrases, what can be unburdened by what has been. The video did quite well, but what was important about that video was how it dug deep into something that seems like an innocuous and mundane saying, which actually conveys a fully thought out by somebody worldview that is quite dangerous for the survival of our republic. And I'm seeing the same theme emerge in this conversation around joy, which has become a motto of the Harris campaign and has been invoked by several of her high-ranking, high-profile surrogates throughout the DNC and throughout the campaign season.
Joy! 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 Joy!
The joy felt by Americans backing the Harris-Walz ticket.
We are joyful warriors. Being joyful is part of the American identity.
The joy factor. Campaign of joy.
You're talking about radical joy.
It is downright joyful.
It looks like a joyous rally. It looks like a joyous occasion.
A real zeal and joy.
Well, the truth is, this discussion about joy, as some on the right are calling it, is not merely an emotional platitude. It's not merely an appeal to emptiness. It is actually an example of the view of human nature that progressives have. And it's also an example of how progressives and the left more generally view political values and how they should be transmitted to the republic. And its consequences are not just political. Its consequences are actually detrimental to the advancement of civilization and human thinking. And in this video, we're going to explore the sinister meaning of joy as it is deployed in the context of the Harris campaign. And we're going to discuss the right way to think about politics that is divorced from such phrases and concepts. But before we get into that, my friends, hope all of you are doing well. I am Christian Watson. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoy political and social...
Okay, so this is me talking right now. You're about to hear me talking from an hour ago, just so as far as crosstalk. So it's about like 2 minutes of my summarization of what this guy was talking about in my own words.
Yeah, go for it.
So here you go.
Commentary from a philosophical bent, then I implore you, please like, share, comment, subscribe, do whatever you can to get this video out there. We are here to build an army of thinkers, to have a reasoned political discourse based around sound thinking, not based around talking points or owning the lib, so to speak. So thank you guys so much for being here.
After going through the whole video, we're not going to play the whole video, but he gets to a point where when you center a campaign around emotion, you are at a lower mindset level where you are, like we saw with Homath and the different levels of thinking. When you're at the bottom, you're thinking about bodily urges, things you got to take care of. You need to go to the bathroom. You're hungry, right? And then above that is I'm hungry. How do I get food? Because I will be hungry later. Then it's if I'm going to be hungry every day. Maybe I should think long term about a strategy to do that. Then you think, well, if I'm going to do that, can I implore some help from other people? Can I, have a family or a community that we can work together on this? And then we can do long term. We can go through the seasons. We can take turns. And then you start to think, okay, well, what can we do to make that easier? And then you're talking about your innovation, your inventions, and things like that. So you work up the scale from pure, born in the forest, raised by wolves, to inventing shit like electricity or whatever, to find and discovering things. So what he's getting into, from my interpretation, and I believe from what I heard from him, he's definitely left-leaning, but as we've seen from Jimmy Dore and some of these other people, we can kind of have an understanding of how people are moving along. They might just have an empathetic bent to want to have progressive policy. I push for that because of a real emotionally invested in things like solving homelessness or other things that have emotional pulls, which obviously are real problems, but they think that the solution is just to it's all safety nets and throwing money at stuff as opposed to other pragmatic things. But again, I don't think we've seen a lot of the boundary conditions of a lot of these different things, how to solve them. I think they've said both sides have said the other side is not the right approach. But I think it's a hybrid approach for a lot of these problems. I think you have a conservative approach followed by a progressive approach on some things, and a progressive approach followed by a conservative approach on others, depending on the severity of the problem and the urgency of it. I think that's where they kind of get us on the pitting against both sides, that we never actually solve the problem. Both sides kick the can down the road in perpetuity, right? So I get that kind of vibe from him as one of these, kind of like a Jimmy Dore kind of guy. But where he's coming from with this is that when you base a whole political movement based upon an emotion, well, that's a problem, because you don't have any policy or something else that you're pushing or a full idea. All you have is pure, in most cases, it's masking rage and it's masking fear. They say their joy. We have to be happy. We have to do this, putting on a brave face, because they don't want to face what they are saying. We have to continue this thing. I have to continue this state of being. Otherwise, because there's an existential threat that they're saying is coming. And in this case, they're saying it's Hitler 2.0 and Trump. If you base everything around emotion, all you're doing is breeding, especially you're breeding a permission structure for political violence if things don't go their way. Or if things do go their way, you're creating permission structure for the enemy to be dealt with. And so that's kind of what I got from this. But I'll let you guys.
Which is true either way. Which is true either way.
Yeah, and that's what I was coming to realize, is that this is a strategy that if they base it on emotion, it doesn't matter win or lose. It gives them that permission structure.
Well, and think of the anger when it doesn't go their way, because they've been told along by the people they trust, there's no way we can lose.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened to us, right, in 2020, in the lead up to it. And I don't mean in the sense of becoming violent or anything like that, but that whole emotional high and then the letdown. Their side, the letdown turns violent. Our side, we go and sulk and do memes. I mean, I'm not trying to be facetious, but we've tackled the problem another way.
Right.
And this is how I know that their campaign is complete farce, and their whole strategy of joy is an absolute antithesis of what they're doing, because here's their poster child. And we know that when this is the campaign poster child, there is no joy.
No, there is not. I mean, it's so ironic that joy is like their campaign slogan, because they're a party of anger, death, destruction, hatred.
But that's
intolerance.
the pinata's point.
Yeah,
That's your emotional high. Now they're equating that emotional state, the high, because you still get endorphins out of it, right, to the joy. They're making that connection, that if you're not feeling that angst, you're not joyful.
it's wild. I've never met a party or a mindset that has less joy associated with it than leftist progressive thinking. What's that?
CIA.
Yeah.
Because this is all MK Ultra psychological psyops.
Yeah.
All of this on the media is psyops.
I guess that's what they do with
psyops. Every single bit of this is all. I don't think, especially considering what I've been doing for the past 2 years with the show that I've been doing, it has been such an incredible thing to see what they've done since they took down Joe.
Yeah,
the level. I don't think I don't know, maybe we have, but as far as just the full view of it and the blatant nature of it, I don't
and
think
the
we've
obvious
seen.
coordination and the obvious
Yes, yes, yeah.
I mean, the 4 a.m. talking point was a concept, if you will, because nobody ever had a copy of it, so to speak, right?
Right.
To share. But when they all started speaking the same, and now this whole joy has become the mantra, right? They all saying the same thing. It was, and then what was it? The other word they were using? Electric.
Electric joy.
Yep,
They're
vibes
electrically
and joy.
Right?
joyful.
That's called a dildo.
Well, that's kind of what they're doing. They're substituting something for the real thing.
Yeah.
Painted rainbow.
Hey, another thing I wanted to share with you guys, they finally figured out how to beat Donald Trump. They finally figured out they have a new strategy. I don't know if you heard about this. It's a brand new strategy, and it's a Trump's Achilles heel.
Let's bring in the editor of The New Republic, Michael Tomasky. His latest piece is titled, Finally, the Democrats have found Trump's Achilles heel. Ridicule him.
Now, I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I'm pretty sure that they've been demeaning,
Yeah, exactly.
emasculating. They've been
Did not say that.
ridicule.
Yeah, and he's really gone off the handle, right? Well, you know what's funny?
Wait, is she implying that they have not ridiculed him yet?
Yeah.
Is that what she's implying? Like he's gone
And then they immediately almost state the ridicule rules for radicals thing. Like
exactly. That's what I was going to say.
They almost word for word.
It's rule number 5. Saul Alinsky's rolling
Find
with
the
his head looking
target
for
and
copyright
ridicule,
violation.
right? Right. Find the target and ridicule, right, or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or find the weakness and ridicule, right?
And then focus on the target.
Yeah.
And ridicule. Exactly. The ridicule is the what's the saying goes? I don't have it right in front of me, but it's indefensible. Ridicule you cannot defend.
The psychological abuse these propagandists expose their viewers to is unreal. No wonder we have like such a mental health crisis in this country because they watch media that is in direct contradiction with what you experience in reality, yet they put it out there in a way that, you know, the way it's produced and delivered that, you know, gives you like this veneer of legitimacy and, you know, integrity, or like it's like the official source of information or whatnot. And it literally, I think, drives people crazy because there's no like, to imply that Donald, like they just figured out in 2024 after 8+ years of him, you know, kind of entering the political ring, that just now, like, oh, we figured it out. We should try to ridicule him.
Well, that's not the point. The point is they're saying that it's Harris has figured this out. Harris has finally figured out how to beat Trump. That's the whole point. Is they're saying that look, they're trying to place her as the one that's able to do it, and not just that they figured it out or just in general. They're trying to put it on her.
Right.
Like this is all pre-debate bullshit.
Yeah, the mastermind, right?
Wow, just wow.
Yeah.
And then also they also always throw in, oh, and he hates the fact that it's because it's coming from a black woman.
Is it though?
They had to use those 2 cards.
Yeah. Yeah. Unreal.
And they're setting it up for the debate that now her campaign.
Yeah, apparently it's all the rules that CNN rules, so she's not going to do well.
No. And it's a crack up because their spokesperson was just this weekend talking trash about Trump not accepting because it was this, it was that, and it's like Trump beats them to the punch. He turns around and issues a truth post that says, "Well, they accept it. These are all the rules." Oh.
Unreal. All right, let me get our sponsor in here. And we'll go from there. Our sponsor today is Earth Garden Botanicals, earthgardenbotanicals.com. Amazing company up in Montana run by our friend Jolene, who's an herbalist and a health coach. You guys know the drill. These products, the ingredients for almost all of them are locally and organically supplied, and you could really taste it and feel it when you use these products. The CBD oil tinctures are top notch. They taste great. Flavors like orange ginger, bergamot, huckleberry, cinnamon bliss, peppermint, cherry, even unflavored is very good. You have CBD oil for pets. Your Delta 8 R&R nighttime gummies for good night's sleep. The arnica salve with CBD infused or without it for sore joints and muscles. A topical cream. Elderberry tonic provides a nice boost to your immune system. Fire cider to help clear your sinuses. You have your pine needle extract and your sunshine and pine needle tea for detoxing. There's other tea blends too. Check those out if you like drinking tea. And of course, the critter juice, all natural insect repellent, great for keeping the mosquitoes and bugs off you here for the rest of the summer. So go check out all these amazing products and use promo code 412 at checkout for 10% off your order. That's earthgardenbotanicals.com, promo code 412 for 10% off your order. Say hi to Jolene for us. She absolutely loves you guys. And yeah, that is our one and only sponsor here for today. And so here's the deal, guys. I almost had like a super late start to the show today. I have a few things I still needed to get done work-wise, but I found a really interesting video here. I don't know if you guys have heard of Nick Shirley. He's a young kid, journalist, and he has been traveling the country, going to all of these different protests and kind of putting together the pieces on how these are paid protests, paid protesters, a lot of good man on the street stuff. Really, really well done piece here. I was watching it earlier, and I thought this was pretty interesting. I wanted to find some time to play it, and I think this is the perfect time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video. It's about 25 minutes long. We'll come back on the other side. We'll discuss it for a few minutes. And then in the second hour, we're going to welcome our special guest, Craig Mason of Reasonable TV, onto the panel for his visit this month. And then, yeah, we'll have a great second hour exclusively on Pilled.net. So I think you guys will find this pretty interesting and entertaining, and it's going to give me a chance to just kind of get a few things done here in the background. So we know Nick, awesome kid, awesome dread quarters. Glad you guys are somewhat familiar. I was not all that familiar with Nick. I think I've seen 2 of his videos, this being one of them, and both were really, really well done. So I think you guys, again, will find this interesting and entertaining. And yeah, so without further ado, this is what he said. He says, inside America's paid protesting scam, have you ever wondered why these protests seem to never stop in the US? Well, it's because it's paid chaos. In this video, I break down the paid protesting scam that plagues America. So here you go. Take a look. Take a listen.
This is the main leader right here. Get out of the way! Keep it tight, keep it tight. Yo! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! How much are people getting paid to be here?
2 cents, cause shutting up is free!
Just got spit on.
Move back! Move back! Move back!
Tens of thousands of protesters gathered in Chicago to disrupt the DNC. But this video is not about the DNC, it's actually about how many of these protesters were not protesters, but they were actually paid protesters. Many of the people you will see in this video are innocent protesters supporting the cause they believe in, but many of them have been paid to cause chaos and disrupt the United States. In this video, I will take you into these protest organizations and show you how these protests work, connecting the dots for you, and I will also be attacked and chased out multiple times for asking too many questions. This is going to be fun. Let's start at the buses that bring these protesters into the city. And they are all arriving on these buses. They are not just protesters, they are paid protesters by people like George Soros, or countries, even such as countries like Iran and Iraq, are giving money to these groups of protesters here inside the United States to cause havoc here inside the city of Chicago. Regardless, it is actually crazy that there are paid protesters here in America to cause havoc inside the country of America. And just to show you how expensive this costs just a city, just alone, all these bikes right here, there's probably upwards of 200 bikes right here, are all police officers. And if you think that each police officer is at least getting paid $25 an hour, that's thousands of dollars per hour the city of Chicago is having to pay just because of all these paid protesters. And now we are going into where all these protesters are at. We're gonna start talking to them. A large majority of these protesters don't even know why they are protesting. So we're gonna go in, see what's going on, ask these guys why they're protesting, if they even know why they're protesting, and then we're gonna try to figure out how much money they're getting paid to protest. What group are you guys with?
Palestine Solidarity.
Palestine Solidarity?
We're out of Michigan.
Out of Michigan. So you guys drove all the way in from Michigan?
We took a bus.
Took a bus. We've heard that there's like groups that fund it. Are you guys funded by Iran or like other countries? My name's Nick Shirley.
And
I'm just a YouTuber.
I can't talk to. I don't know who you are, and I don't know.
We have just heard that like some protesters get paid. Is that true that some of the protesters get paid here?
Have a great day, bye.
But is that true or no?
You can leave now.
Well, the first attempt went in. We asked them, everything went good until I asked them how much they got paid, and what happened?
They told us we can go. They don't want to talk to us, but they are from Michigan. They've been here all day, and they were bussed in.
So they are getting paid something, but they obviously, when the price came up, they did not want to tell us. We headed over to the park where the protesters were gathered, and the police asked the protesters to evacuate for the night, and this happened.
You must immediately disperse and leave the immediate vicinity now by taking the following designated and available route. If you remain in this immediate vicinity, you will be in violation of the law and subject to.
You feel like being a fascist pig.
As the police were giving their orders, this lady came in and started yelling at the police.
But this is a public park and we're not doing anything. Have some kind heart and let them just be. They're not doing anything. I want to go home to my kids. They want to go home to their family. Everybody want to go home.
This lady is the same lady I met at the first presidential debate in Atlanta, Georgia. And now from Atlanta to Chicago, it's about a 10-hour long car ride. And for her to be the leader at this protest and also be the leader at the protest in Atlanta makes me wonder if this lady is a paid protester. And she also did the exact same thing in Atlanta where she screamed and yelled and tried to get everybody riled up. And the organization here is actually pretty crazy. They got thousands of dollars worth of signs and equipment for any protester that shows up here so they can be a part of the movement. Are you guys paid protesters here or you guys come in?
We're not paid protesters. I just got out the military about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And since I've been home, I've seen people on the street, veterans on the street. You know, the cities have changed. Everything has changed. The country's gotten worse. And you've got these kids out here, these people out here. They're, of course, protesting something that is noble, that is important. However, we have a big problem in our nation with our people and our communities. We have to focus on that before we can focus on anything else.
Yeah.
It's important to be, care about other people. As a Christian, I believe in that. But at the end of the day, our people are in need. They're in need of support. And if we just abandon them, we're no better than the politicians that are doing it.
Should we put America first and then work on the other stuff after?
Of course.
Then a large group of protesters moved to Michigan Avenue, a busy street in downtown Chicago. What does miso mean?
Stop marriage abortion.
What are you guys dressed up as?
I don't want to talk to anyone. Thank you, though. I'm just a pill.
So what are you guys protesting for?
We are medication abortion. I'm the first pill, and this is the rest of the regimen. We're Miffy and the Misotones.
Oh, Miffy and the Misotones.
That's right. We're a all-pill pop group here to spread the good word about medication abortion, about how safe, effective, and legal it is all over this country.
So you guys are pro-abortion?
Naturally.
Okay. At what month do you consider abortion to be murder?
Said thank you so much. You can move on.
I'm like curious.
Thank you.
Curious.
We appreciate
like,
Hi, thank you.
is there a day in the plan when there's a child that there's considered murder? After asking a few questions, the protesters eventually got a little angry with me, and one lady even got so mad she got in my face and she spit.
We don't need your 2 cents, cause shutting up is free.
At what point is abortion?
We don't need your 2 cents, cause shutting up is free.
She got spit on.
2 cents, cause shutting up is free.
Yeah, I'm just asking you because you guys are here with the
We're here
protest on.
promoting this medication abortion.
Yeah, and I have nothing against it.
Asking an aggro question. You think that sucks? Yeah.
I have nothing against you guys protesting. I'm just asking you a question.
No, let me ask you a question.
And after asking a few questions, the leader of this protest, who is promoting this pill, decided to kick me out, and a man came after me and tried to hit me with a sign. Dude, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Why are you getting in front of a woman?
I didn't know who that was.
But still, regardless,
What
treat
are
a
you
woman with
doing
respect.
getting up in front of other people's mouths?
I'm asking them questions.
What questions?
I asked them, at what point do they consider abortion not to be right? Because I'm actually curious.
Why?
Because they're promoting abortion pills.
Are they?
So I'm asking, at what point is abortion not right?
I think they answered your question by telling you to f*** yourself.
Really?
Yeah, right?
I think you should. And because one protest was not enough, the next day, thousands of protesters were then bussed into the city of Chicago, as you can see here on this flyer. And this is just a warm-up compared to the riots at the end of this video. I'm not joking when I say these protests are planned and organized by outside groups, as they have literally bussed in people here just to try to cause chaos. And I don't know why. Maybe it's to try to disrupt what's going on here in the United States. And we're going to start talking to some of these people about as far as why they come here. Do you believe that any of these protesters here are getting paid?
This is absolutely not true. You know, I mean, it depends. People are coming in from all over. People are coming in from other states as well, so it's kind of hard to gauge like a specific distance for you.
So what do the green hats mean?
Sorry, so we can't talk to the press or National Lawyers Guild, legal observers.
And what do you guys do here at these protests?
We can't talk to the
Yeah,
press.
we can't talk to the press.
Dang. Who's funding you guys then?
All right, so I'm going to ask you to step away from me, please.
And remember these people in the green hats because they become very important towards the end of this video. Do you believe that any of these protesters that are here are getting paid to be here?
So, as a journalist, I broke a story in 2014 called Crowds on Demand. A guy named Adam Swart used to hire people to go flood people and treat them like celebrities, but he ended up transitioning to political events where you can hire crowds on demand to come out and support political activists. I can't say that I know or believe that there are any people being paid to be here, but I would say that with an event like the DNC and a city like Chicago that is this large, there's a good chance that this is a very organic crowd, if that makes sense to you.
But do you believe that any of these, we've heard a lot of these people are coming in from states all around the country. We've even seen some people from this protest that were at protests in Georgia. So it makes sense that it could be, it very well could be that a lot of these people are being bussed in from other states just to cause havoc here. Do you believe that to be true?
Well, I mean, that happens just about everywhere.
The protesters have now finished all their speeches at the park and they're heading down this road in just a few moments. I cannot emphasize how organized all this is. That street was once blocked, now the street signs have been moved and the protesters are going to be coming down the street in just a few moments. And now all of the protesters have arrived. And these protesters have their own escorts as they are here with these people that are called marshals that escort them through the entire streets here inside Chicago for this protest.
And if you are not media, we need you behind the banners.
Please back up. Please back
What does it mean to be a marshal?
We marshal now.
What's the difference between a marshal and a police officer?
I can't hear you good.
These marshals have no right to tell me what I gotta do here. So who does that when they come through and they break down the fences? Is that instigators or is that
whoever's ignorant?
Do you think those people are paid protesters?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Just to make us look bad. You know what I'm saying? We came here to put a voice out to the world. We're not trying to do nothing bad.
And why do you think those other people would be paid to come to these places and cause disruption?
To make us look bad.
So who pays for those people to come here and cause chaos?
Hey, who knows? Government.
So you think U.S. government pays for them to come
100%.
here?
100%. Where do you think your taxes go? Where do you think your taxes go?
But you don't think it's like countries like Iraq or Iran to cause stuff?
Nah, they're with us. Iraq and Iran's with us.
You live right here, and how sick of you are you of these riots?
Man, I put my dog on the porch this morning, my dog was gone. So they stole my dog, man.
These guys stole your dog?
Yeah, so one of my, I spent $10K on a English bulldog and a bully, and I put it outside and put it in, and the dog was gone.
When these people come through here, are they peaceful or do they cause havoc?
Man, they're causing chaos, they're causing problems. You see what they're doing?
They are just screaming non-stop, providing no solutions to anything. Do you believe these people even have any solutions besides stop?
Nah, they just came here to do chaos. That's what they're doing right here. You're gonna see what they're about to do. They're gonna start fucking saluting and breaking stuff right now.
Why'd you push me, you dumb white?
What's the point of the mask?
International law.
Well, to spread the message, and a lot of people tend to look at something twice when there's art behind it.
Why do you think other people come here with masks? You got a decorated mask, but why do you think so many people come masked here?
Because there's something called the Canary Mission set up by Zionists where they take pictures of people and then they put them on a website and blacklist them from getting jobs or future opportunities.
So that's why a lot of people come here in masks.
Yeah.
And what's your guys' message of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris?
That they're spending billions of dollars all the way over there when their own people, American taxpayers, could be using that same people ending poverty, feeding the homeless, paying for schools and a bunch more things instead of killing kids all the way and bombing hospitals and stuff like that. There's way better use for the money.
I went back down to the protest and one of the organizers all of a sudden started yelling at me for getting too close to the main people. Yes. Let me see your credentials. people in the yellow vest, and how do they have any sort of authority?
Marshals.
So those marshals are just people for the organizations?
Yep, they're organized volunteers, yep.
Okay, but they have
that's why it says marshal.
But they have no authority?
They're supposed to control their group.
I have now identified the leader of this protest right here. I'm gonna go talk to him. How much are people getting paid to be here? Nothing? Are there any paid protesters here?
Are there any?
Paid protesters?
Absolutely not.
No?
Are you serious?
That's just what we've heard on the news.
We are here for Palestine, 100%. Okay. People took off of work, took off of school. They closed their businesses in Illinois and in the Chicagoland area just to come out today and protest for Palestine.
So no paid protesters?
Absolutely not.
Now, I would like to believe that these organizations and these protests are not funded by outside sources or planned from outside organizations. However, what I'm about to show you here at these riots, I think will prove otherwise. Wait, how do I get in if I want to get in?
You can't.
If you're press, you step the fuck back.
Oh, I'm not pressed.
You got a little protesting?
Yeah, I'm here to support.
Not with that camera.
What's wrong with the camera?
Yeah, you're putting people's faces on it? Hey, no media, right?
Hey, I'm setting a boundary. You have to respect that. You can't come into this space with that camera.
Wait, I didn't even do anything though. Okay, I'll go to a different spot, I guess.
Ignore this guy.
Wait, I didn't even ask any questions. Wait, are we gonna try to go inside the building?
They're locked.
We're not talking to press. We're not talking to press.
Well, I'm trying to join you guys. But are we trying to go in or no?
We're not talking to press.
I'm claustrophobic. Can you please stop?
Okay, step out.
Wait, I just want to know if we're going to go inside or not.
Are you here with us?
I'll go with you guys. Are we going to go in or not?
Step out.
I'm trying to figure out if we're going to go inside this building or not. Hey, what's the gas mask for?
No media, sorry.
No media? What do we hope to accomplish with this protest today?
I'm not talking.
Right now we have a line between the police and the Palestinian protesters. And here is the circle, and this is where all hell's gonna break loose, right here. We got the riot squad that has just pulled in. The riot squad has pulled in. I'm not trying to get hit by one of these guys. I back the blue, I back the blue. We got the chief police officer right here and the leaders of the Palestinian protest. They're trying to make a peace agreement as to where they can march to, and it looks like the protesters are not cooperating. And remember these guys in the green hats? Well, they also showed up to this protest. These guys in the green hats right here, they're taking notes as to the timestamps and as to what is happening, so that way when they have to bail somebody out, they can bail them out. And these guys in the green hats, they take notes as to what's happening each moment inside the protest, so that way they can bail out the protesters after they have been arrested. The protesters, and now everyone's trying to fight against the police right now. And notice how instead of listening to the commands of the police officers, the protesters fight back. And then when the police officers try to arrest them for not complying, they run away.
The whole world is watching! The whole world is watching!
What are they watching?
They're watching the police state come down on a protest. They're watching police oppression happen right here, right now in Chicago, a repeat of 1968.
If you'll turn away from your sin and call on Jesus Christ.
What do you think about all these protesters out here? Are they in the right or are they in the wrong?
Everyone's in the wrong, bro. We've all sinned and fall short of the glory of God, brother.
The other side of the protest, there are Americans and people from Israel. There's an Israeli protest here on the other side, and it is a lot more peaceful, a lot more calm, I will say. There's not as many people. The police are still here, yet there is a lot more peace on this side. What do you think about all the protesters there on the other side that are causing and pushing against the police and causing a lot of chaos over there?
I think it's silly that they're standing outside an empty building that's well protected and screaming at it right now. I think that they don't even know what they're upset about anymore, or what they're protesting and who they're protesting against. We want to stop terrorism. We're for human rights. We're for LGBTQ rights. We're for our hostages being released. We're not for ethnic cleansing, as is being done in a lot of countries in the Middle East currently, and I don't think they know what they stand for.
Why do you think they are protesting so much, and it seems like a non-stop ambush against the police more than anything?
Yeah, it's been well funded. This has been coming for 30 years. They've started planning and funding this 30 years ago with the Muslim Brotherhood. You can find court records of funding going towards them, especially here in Chicago, back 30 years.
So do you think this is countries from the Middle East that are trying to cause, that are trying to disrupt what's going on here in the United States and disrupt the systems and corrupt us a little bit even more here in America?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is coming from the Islamic Republic of Iran and from Qatar, and probably also a bit from Russia as well. There's a lot of Marxist, socialist rhetoric that's coming out of this.
And why do you think those other countries like Iraq and Iran would want to destabilize the United States?
I mean, they've stated that they want to bring down the West, they want to bring down democracy, they want to bring down Western culture. They've stated they want to bring everybody under Sharia law. We don't want that. We want to be free people. We believe in our democracy and our freedoms.
So I just saw you got in a little altercation with some of these people out here.
He's telling these cops that they're fucking jagoffs, all right? I was out here just to be peaceful, and this guy is talking shit to our police. No, f*** him.
What are you yelling at them right now?
Wake up. That they are being sheep. That they look exactly like the Israeli military. They look exactly like those who kill me at home and kill me here. They are actively actually now a tool of that same Satan entity. If you take a look, the new Chicago police uniform, that's the exact same uniform and embroidery of the IDF and Israeli police.
What's the IDF?
The Israeli Defense Forces, which is a ploy for Israeli offense and colonial forces.
And this is the same protester that caused chaos at the other protest. A little interesting, they got lighter fuel right there on the speaker. I think all hell's gonna break loose pretty soon. They then used that lighter fuel to light the American flag on fire.
The woke people responsible for having a party in this city. The only acceptable American flag is one that is burned to char.
And now notice how the leaders of this protest each have masks on as they are too afraid to show their own face. But rather their job is to organize and lead these protesters eventually to go against the police. And now we will move forward as they start their march onto the police officers.
Hey guys, the
And this
indictment is
where
the
I
exact
personally
same as the
attack
one
a
previous.
group of
All they did was
protesters.
take out some material.
Keep it tight, keep it tight, keep it tight,
Charges are the
mob up,
same.
keep it tight, mob up.
It's all BS.
I'm here, I'm protesting. We're representing our rights as Americans. And it's crazy to see them have this much power against something.
And now we'll see if they continue all the way to the police. Let's see what happens right now.
Streets are for the people, not you. Just stay peaceful. If they touch us that way, you guys are in the way.
Keep it tight, keep it tight. Keep it tight, keep it tight.
What are you guys gonna do? What are you guys gonna do?
Keep it tight, keep it tight. Keep it tight, keep it tight.
This is the main leader right here.
Get out of the way. Keep it tight, keep it tight. Yo, get out of the way. Get out of the way.
Where are you guys marching to?
Keep it tight, keep it tight.
In this country, go do it right now. You know, she says, I want to be tough on immigrants.
Keep it tight, keep it tight. Don't let a pig grab one of us. Don't let one pig grab one of us. Start some chants. Start some chants.
The protesters kept marching and eventually they started pushing with the police officers. And notice how the guy in the ski mask and the megaphone keeps inciting everybody to keep fighting.
Get it when he's in custody. Move back.
And then you have the people in the green hats that are trying to get the guy's date of birth because they are trying to bail them out as soon as they get arrested.
Down on the ground. Down on the ground now. Everybody back down on the ground now. Press on the sidewalk. Press on the sidewalk.
Alright, they just took down the main guy who smacked down my microphone. They just took him down, and now he's getting arrested right now. Later, a friend sent me a post on X identifying the protester as one of the main leaders of an organization based in Queens, New York. So what was he doing in Chicago? So now the protesters out here yelling out his numbers, and then he is giving them.
Shut up!
And so they're giving out all the numbers so they can. What? I'm just talking. And so they're giving out all these numbers.
Go over there. Call DCI.
So these people are taking the notes of the protesters that are now arrested, so that way they can call in and try to bail them out once they're arrested inside the police station.
Arrest the terrorists. Good.
Shut the f
terrorists are those damn police. Those are the terrorists. They're the ones who killed my husband.
You sound like you got something to say.
I've got something to say.
I want to hear it.
My name is Vaughn. Shut up! You.
So what do you think about these protesters getting arrested here at the protest?
I think it's a bunch of bullshit. And before my husband died, he would always say the police and the government are the actual terrorists in this country.
So do you think these protesters should be able to push back at the police officers and receive no repercussions?
Depends on what kind of pushback. I didn't see any violence over there. But they also hotboxed them to where they couldn't go anywhere, and then they start grabbing people. That's what they do. Now,
Do you think these protesters should know that they're obviously coming here and they know that something's going to happen, and their whole idea, the goal is to make their voices known, and they've known that if they...
And they have every right to make their voices
If they all have altercations with the police officers, they're most likely going to get arrested, and they're playing that game.
Right. It does play right into their hands. This is what they want. They want to hotbox everybody, and they want to get the opportunity to hurt somebody because they have qualified immunity. And as long as they have qualified immunity and they can sit there like a bunch of chickens and go, oh, I fear for my life, they can get away with whatever the hell they want to do. It's bullshit. It is absolute bullshit.
So what should the police do?
What should the police do?
Yeah, in these situations, what should the police do?
They wouldn't need qualified immunity if the police were conducting themselves appropriately in their chosen positions. But because they can't conduct themselves appropriately, they are protected by qualified immunity so they can get away with anything. That's bullshit. We need to revamp this entire system. Not only these fools, but the whole system, the government, everything. They're all together.
And once again, here are the people in the green hats trying to bail out and trying to get all the information from the protesters. And notice when I try to ask them what they're doing, they can't speak to me. So what's your guys' job here?
I can't talk to you.
And now that they have arrested all the main organizers of the protest, it's left here. It's a complete mess. All their banners and all their signs are on the ground. I hope you guys learned a few things about what's actually happening at these protests and how it is actually an organized thing, as our people literally there plan to try to bail these people out, and they're being paid by other organizations to become protesters. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please consider subscribing. Give this video
the balls on that kid, huh? It takes a lot of guts to go into intense situations like that with paid agitators that are not afraid to assault you, get violent, incite the crowd against you. So my hat's off to that young man. That was really good reporting. Way better than anything you'll see on broadcast or network news. I mean, that's actual journalism. He didn't go in there with a bias or a slant. He didn't really put his own opinion on it or try to spin it anyway. He kind of let the protesters speak for themselves and just kind of commented on what he was experiencing. But it was, I mean, to me, that was objective. It was thorough. It was, I mean, he was on the scene. He was right there. That was absolutely excellent work by young Nick Shirley, who I will be keeping an eye on for other work that he does in the future, because I think the kid is fantastic. He's on Twitter at Nick Shirley, at NickShirleyy. If you guys want to go and give him a follow and check out some of his other work. I think I saw him do a video where he went to a prison in South America somewhere where they're keeping a bunch of gang members that have life sentences. It's pretty interesting stuff. But anyway, I know there was another indictment just dropped on Donald Trump. I heard Pinata, you were trying to come in over the video and talk about that a bit. So if you guys want to comment on the video or the indictment, I haven't looked at the indictment yet. I had my hands full, but what do you think? Video or the indictment? Either of you guys have any comment? Anything you want to say?
Well, they're clearly being, they would argue, well, they're not being paid, they're being compensated with money.
Being compensated with money for their time. See,
But they're not being paid. Come on, they're not paid protesters.
It's not their job. Yeah.
It's not their career.
Right. But that's just the playbook we've seen in many, both sides of the fence, if you look at it from an east-west perspective. But when you see it in the communist takeovers or the socialist takeovers or the coups that require the backing of the people. You saw it in Cuba, you saw it in Venezuela, you saw it in Russia, right?
Yeah, it's the color revolutions.
Right, Tsarist Russia, the color revolution is exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing. You see these same types of techniques or tactics, rather, being used in these situations all over. So, yeah, good stuff. Pinard, do you want to say anything about the indictments? I heard you coming in over the video a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's literally the exact same thing. All 4 charges, same thing. No, nothing new. They just have to change it because they couldn't use some of the stuff from immunity, but they think that they can use the Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what was right or whatever. So they're saying that that's not part of it. Ultimately, all this is to stir up more crap and just to put it back in the news cycle after he basically he's struck out big time. And even the last filing he had about Eileen Cannon is not gonna work, even with the 11th Circuit, because they have him checkmated, and they have him checkmated very hard in that regard. And all they had to do was not appoint Jack Smith. If they appointed anybody else that was a president appointee and confirmed by the Senate, Eileen Cannon would not have been able to do what she did. I mean, she still could have, because there really is no law for this. It's all based on these different internal statutes. But
Garland said that it had expired, so even if it was expired when he was
yeah, they were basically going off policy as opposed to an actual like law.
Right. We did it over and over and over again. So what's the big deal?
Yeah, that's basically what the point is that that was their argument. And never once did they ever bring up the fact that he's not presidential nominated and Senate approved. And it's hilarious. But anyway, that which means that the one he just did now is even more meaningless.
Is it why not? Are you telling me they don't have a single presidentially appointed, Senate approved, corrupt prosecutor out there that could have been special counsel? Like, why
willing to do this? I guess not.
They have to be approved for this. They have to be approved for the right. It's not like you're already been a special counsel. You have to be assigned a special counsel for this and approved.
I see. And I guess they don't feel like they could have gotten through that process.
Well, or they thought they could get away with it.
No, they brought in a political operative. That's it. They knew no one would really take it, because if anyone actually looked at it, I don't think they'd take the case.
And it's a technicality when you look at it from a certain angle, and not to say that that's bad, saying that might be a technicality they thought would be overlooked, not seen.
Or they might have thought that whatever judge got the case wouldn't have the guts.
Yeah, that too.
That's more the way I read into it.
Well, yeah, I mean, they if they were counting on judge shopping, and they didn't get it in this go around, they got somebody that was going to go down the middle.
Yeah, I think they've had a history of being able to intimidate judges. I mean, we saw it all through the 2020 election cycle, right?
Right.
Judges having that moral cowardice, not wanting to break any eggs, so to speak. So it's interesting to see. I think they had a false sense of confidence that whoever the judge was, whether they were shopped or not, that the judge wouldn't have the guts to just throw it out on that technicality, quote unquote. But anyway, all right. It's 4 till the top of the hour, so I think this is a good time to go ahead and switch over exclusively to pilled.net for hour number 2. Craig Mason of Reasonable TV is going to join us in the second hour. So if you want to see Mr. Reasonable, Craig Mason, join the panel, make sure you jump over to pilled.net and find us at 412 Productions. Links to the show are available on the Rumble chat, the Rumble description underneath the stream, and on DLive. I'm putting it in the chat right now. So please come find us, or just type in pilled.net to your browser. And we are at 412 Productions over there. We are not hard to find. I promise you we're not. So please come join us over on Pilled. I'm going to play a quick video. We'll come back, say goodbye to the other platforms. We'll read your gold pills, and then we'll say hello to Craig Mason. See you guys in just a minute.
Pilled.net is proud to host 412 Productions, exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pilled.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family, and if you have any questions at all, please email support@pilled.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on Pilled.net. Free speech lives here.
All right, we are back as always. A big we love you thank you to all of our friends who have jumped over to pilled.net to continue hanging out with us today. Those of you who are not, no worries. We will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time. You're going to definitely want to tune in to that. We've got 45-1 actual, and the entire No Prisoners podcast crew going to be hanging out with us for the entire show. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So come find us tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Again, though, we got Craig Mason of Reasonable TV about to join the panel here in just a minute or two over on pilled.net. So I hope to see you guys over there for that. Otherwise, have an awesome rest of your Tuesday, and hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow at 4. All right, we'll be right back in 1 second here.